If you want to see how to clean an all-in-one brewing system such as Brewzilla or a Grainfather, then stick around because that's what we're doing today. What's up guys, it's Zach here from Homebrew. This will be a quick video. I'm just going to take you through my sort of cleaning regime after a brew day. So for me, I use a Brewzilla, whereas this cleaning schedule will work for Grainfather or any of the all-in-one systems really. You can use it for anything you want. Before we get into it, the main thing we need to talk about is what do we use to clean with. For me, the answer is sodium percarbonate. You can buy it as it is as actual sodium percarbonate powder directly from any sort of home brewing site such as the Malt Miller. However, for me, that is quite expensive. There's a whole range of other cleaners and things available. So long as you get an actual brewery cleaner and use it according to their recommendations, you shouldn't go too far wrong. But for me, the most cost-effective way and the way I do it all of the time is to use OxiClean, which is technically washing powder. I use the Asda version, which I've shown up there. I'll also show you the back to show you the ingredients. But what you're looking for is that the OxiClean has sodium percarbonate as the active ingredient, and that there's no other sort of perfumes or anything like that in there. So long as you've got that, you will be good to go. So, end of your brew day then, you'll end up with an absolutely filthy brewing system. As you can see, mine is horrendous. There's gunk all over it, lots of liquid and things left in the bottom. So all of the internal parts, so you sort of your mash screens, your malt pipe, things like that, what I will do is I will take them out, rinse them all off with hot water, use a sponge and get all of the thick of it off, and then let them soak in a sodium percarbonate solution that I've sort of pre-made. For the actual brew system itself, I use an almost sort of clean in place method. Not quite, but it's kind of like that. The main thing we need to know here, or for me anyway, is if you've got dogs, hops are extremely toxic to dogs. So you want to keep anything that's come into contact with hops well away from them. So what I will do first is I will empty my brew kettle into the sink, give it all a good rinse out with fresh water in there, and I'll use a sponge and I will get all of the thick of it off in the sink to make sure my dog is absolutely nowhere near it. Following that, I'll take the brew system back outside. I'll give it a good hose down. Again, make sure there's no sort of residual muck or mess in there. So externally it kind of looks clean, but it's not properly clean yet. There's just no hot matter on there, none of that. So once that's done, I will unplug the Brewzilla back in and I'll fill it up with the water I collected when I was chilling my work down. It just makes sense for me to use it. I usually put about 15 litres in, so it's sort of halfway full, and I'll heat that water up to 60 degrees Celsius and turn on the recirculation arm. While that's doing it, I will add my OxiClean. I add about 10 teaspoons. Yeah, some people will say that's a lot, and it's probably more than you actually need. You could probably get away with a teaspoon per sort of 2 litres of water. However, the Asda one cost me £2.80 a tub. I don't care, I'm going to put a bit extra in and make sure it's all clean. So once that's up to 60-degree temperature with the recirculation running, I will leave it for about 20-30 minutes just to do its thing and clean. Every now and again I'll go out and make sure I spray some of the water around the edges and make sure I've not missed any bits. But that will do its thing, it will clean itself that way. So long as you removed all the dirt to start with, it will be crystal clean at the end of that. Once that's done, I will empty the hot water out. And I will respray everything with a hose pipe a few times, make sure I get all of the sort of cleaner out as best I can. Once I'm happy with that, I will refill it to 15 litres with the rest of the fresh water from my chilling, and I will do the exact same process again, but with fresh water. So I'll let it heat up to 60 degrees C, leave the recirculation running, again periodically spraying it round, and just let it run that cleaning cycle for 20 to 30 minutes again. Once that is done, your brew system is clean. It's all clean internally through the pump. The brew system itself's clean, and I'll just tip it upside down and leave it to naturally dry. If you enjoyed that, then please feel free to check out some of my other videos. I've got lots of tutorials with top tips in there and a few grain to glass videos. Cheers for watching.